All right, everyone. So today we are going over Todoist and Claude. So we're going to look at how to connect these two together. So you can basically use Claude day to day and just dictate your tasks, type things out, and just tell it to create tasks from context that you've already given it. So if you like to use Todoist and using Claude, then this is going to be a great combination. This is something I figured out for myself because I wanted to connect the two tools, because Claude has all the context and the capability to do it automatically, and then Todoist has the kind of UI where I organize the tasks and things like that. So obviously, step one, you need a Todoist account. Step two, you need a Claude account. And then the very simple way to connect, which is via MCP servers. So essentially, all you need to do is go to Google and type in Todoist API. Now, we want to use the official one. So I don't like using unofficial random GitHub made MCPs. I mean, they might be fine, but I like to take security and very seriously, especially with AI. So I only want to use the official MCP servers and APIs. So we're going to be using the official one from Todoist API. So if you type that in and you just click the first link, then you will get to this page right here. And on this page, it's very simple to do. All you have to do is go to Todoist MCP, which will open up this page. Now, there's only one URL that we actually need. So I can put this URL in the description if you want to just copy paste it quickly. So this is the only URL we actually need to do the whole setup. So before we copy and paste it, we want to go back into your Claude account. So essentially, you want to go to your Claude.ai account and go to settings. So settings is actually going to be over here in your profile. You want to go to settings, and then you'll get to this page. And then we want to go to connectors, Claude.ai, settings, and then to connectors. And then we want to add our own custom connector. So unfortunately, they don't already have a deep integration with Claude as of yet. So for now, we're going to have to add it ourselves by clicking on add custom connector. And for the name, you just want to name it Todoist. So very, very simple. So name it Todoist, and then just copy this URL, which once again, I can put in the description if you want to just do a quick copy paste. And that's it. And you click on add. So there's no API keys. There's no messing around with authorizations, all these things. You just want to click on add. And then the next step, I can't show you right now because I've already done it, but it will just ask you to log in to Todoist. So very, very simple. It will just prompt you to log in. So you just got to click allow login, and that's it. So once you can click here, paste that in, put Todoist, add, and then it will just log you into Todoist just like normal, just how you would normally log in, like from here, and it will be all connected. And now you'll be able to essentially use Claude to create tasks inside of Todoist. Now let's get into some workflow. So I want to show you how I do it, some of the examples of how to get the most out of it, because we want to, actually use the context that we have inside of Claude and all the workflows and all that stuff to create Todoist tasks. Now, the great thing about Claude is it has many, many different connectors. And quickly, actually, before I move on, I should mention you can use this in all of your devices. So you can use this on the desktop app, on the web app, on your phone. So I like using my phone, and it's all connected to the same Todoist account. So that's the great part here. So just in case you're wondering, do I have to be on my laptop to do this? You don't. You can now do this on your phone from the Claude app. So you don't even have to be inside of your laptop all the time to do. So like when you're out on a walk, you want to just voice note and put in a bunch of tasks or whatever you want to do, or on your phone, you want to, quickly forward a message or a screenshot or an email, then you can do that as well. So now we're getting into the connectors. So there's different kinds of connectors, like from Drive, Gmail, Figma, Calendar, Slack. So you can actually go into some of these connectors and you can have it make tasks from those connectors. So I find that a great thing. And that's why, I actually recommend, connecting tools that you actually use, right? Because that's what's going to allow you to, get the most out of using Claude. So now we want to get into how to actually use Claude to generate tasks from the chat itself. What I'm going to do now is actually open up a chat with Claude itself. So I'm just going to click on create new chat over here. And we want to just give it an example task. So for example, in today's task, I might just tell it, hey, if you can create a task for us to connect it to Todoist API. As you can see, what I'm doing now is I'm going to tell it to create a task in my team project. Now, I'm doing it for demo purposes because I don't want to expose all the personal products that I have here. But essentially, you just want to tell it in your project, and you can be specific because if you have work, personal, business, finance, or whatever you have, you can tell it to kind of go inside of that project instead of telling it to just, just put it anywhere it wants. So what I like to do is actually be specific with which projects I want. And and also I can even tell it to add any subtasks that are needed. So add any subtasks, and let's see what it does. So as you can see now, I've basically told it to create this task inside of Todoist with subtask, and it'll be able to do the whole thing. Now you might have to click allow permission. So just for the first time. But by the way, like I said, you can do this on your phone. This is the real magic. This is where you can be on your phone and you can just put in task, voice note it, paste an image, paste in a YouTube thing, and it just flows into Todoist. So so let's see what it does. And once again, one of the big use cases is if you can give it a lot of context. So, you don't want to always just have, you want to give it the full context, and you can even tell it to research on Google. So let's say there is a new thing of, with this Todoist API, you might want it to do a little bit of research on the task before you add it in some context. So Todoist, you can't click a button to generate research, right? But let's say, for example, for this task, open Claude settings and navigate to integrations. Let's say I want to know, okay, but how exactly do I do that? Right. So now the magic with Claude is I can tell it, hey, for this specific task, can you actually get specific? Can you research Google and find out the step-by-step of how to do this? So I'm going to tell it to do it right now. So it's now going to go on Google. So you can imagine if you got a big task, you can tell it ahead of time to research each task, find the step-by-step instruction on how to do it, add the context, right? And then create the task. So this way, when you go inside of your Todoist, it becomes super easy for you to just see exactly what to do, how to do it, and maybe even add in some images, right? You can, I don't know if it can add in images yet, but we can at least add in text and, just text-based, essentially, descriptions, information, any links. And this is what makes your task super, super powerful. So instead of a general, do this or do that, for example, let's say you want to schedule a filing date for your taxes or something specific, you can say, hey Claude, go on Google, research this, and this, and then add in the task. So now it's complete. So now it's done research to find out exactly how, we need to, do the Claude settings stuff. So we can see inside here, so step 1 is open Claude settings. So let me open this up. Open Claude settings. So for Claude Webs, you can see it added in all of this context. So this is the magic. This is where, when you wake up and you're going to do your work for the day, you're going to have the context ready to go. Or if you want to give this task to someone else. So now you can just, take this and just give it to someone else. I'm like, hey, you do this task. And now they have the context, right? Because the reason most people can't do a task that you've created is because usually it lacks context, they lack capability, connections, and all, the access. Open the settings over here, navigate the connectors section, all right? Scroll down and click add custom connector, test the integration by creating a task from Claude, paste the Todoist MCP URL, click add URL, click the add button. Don't click advanced settings, right? Todoist handle this automatically. By the way, see, I didn't even tell it to do this. Enabling the conversation, look for search and tools. So you can see how good this is. Like you can see how we went from, a general, paste this in to a full task broken down to subtasks with the explanation for each one so that you can kind of go through it. And I might even add in some screenshots in the description. So, because this is actually quite good for anyone that just wants to read through it instead of watching this video. Yeah. So you can basically, just follow these steps and just do it yourself. So you can see how good Todoist is from that sense. You can add the priority, the labels, reminders, deadlines, dates, projects, locations, and once again, all of this can be done within Claude. And not only that, you can even add in things like attachments, comments. Now, I'm not sure if Claude can do attachment, but at least you can set up attachments. And there are further extensions that you can add into here. So I think that's what I have to say for today in terms of connecting. So by now you would have connected, you have your Todoist account, you have your Claude, you made your connection, and now you're able to use this once again on your phone, ads on your laptop, on your computer, to make these tasks inside of Todoist. So that's what I have for now. If you have any questions, you can leave them down below inside of the comments, and you will see me on the next video with more tutorials and videos about AI.